In all of your fly fishing reading, you've probably read books that focus on where to fish, how to fish, maybe stories, or even some fly fishing history. But unless you've picked up the precise title that we're focusing on today, there's a good chance you've never read anything that combines fly fishing with one of the leading figures of the Italian Renaissance. But we'll talk about it here on Casting Across. Hi, I'm Matthew of CastingAcross.com, where I explore the core and culture of fly fishing. One of the themes that I've repeatedly talked about for nearly 10 years here on Casting Across is how fly fishing can be integrated into other areas of life. Some of those are relatively simple. So for example, I'm a dad. It's easy for me to go out on the river with my boys and take my love of fly fishing and combine it with the quality time I'm spending with them and trying to develop in them a love of nature. I can even take them just downstairs here and put them behind the fly tying bench. Vocationally, I'm in ministry, and although I don't spend as much time as I should with members of my congregation out on the river, it does find its way into a sermon illustration every now and again. But as I was alluding to before, it's not as clear how you can take someone like Leonardo Da Vinci and find a way to dovetail him with fly fishing. But that's exactly what David Ladensohn does in Fly Fishing with Leonardo Da Vinci. This book just came out, and it's a really interesting little work. Now, this is what it is. It's not some sort of historical novel where he travels back in time and goes fishing in Tuscany with Da Vinci. What it is him taking his love of fly fishing, his experience as an angler and as a guide, and taking his experience studying Leonardo da Vinci, and he shows how there's actually a lot of points of continuity between the two, primarily in the fact that Da Vinci was an observer of nature. This certainly comes out in his studies of anatomy. It comes out too with all of his engineering. But one of Da Vinci's jobs was to be a hydrological engineer. I don't think that's what they called it back in Italy, but that's what he did. He engineered how rivers flowed. He put dams into place. He put structures in the river to control it. And to do that well, he had to understand how water moved. And so, as Ladensohn explains, you go through Da Vinci's notebooks and there's doodle after doodle, drawing after drawing of water and current and flow. The exact kind of thing that you and I need to know about if we're going to be out on the water trying to find fish and where those fish are going to be feeding. So I think it's probably pretty clear the point he's getting at. He uses Da Vinci's life, and there's a lot of biographical information in here, but he shows how his way of looking at the world is the way that we need to look at the world, just in general, but specifically as we are going out on the water and paying attention to where we are going to find fish. It's really clever. I think it's a lot of fun. I was a little skeptical going into it, but after reading it, I think it's a really great read. And it's the kind of read that is accessible to somebody who's an angler or somebody who's not an angler, somebody who's into Renaissance art and engineering, and someone who isn't. It is a book that I think anybody could probably pick up and get a lot out of. And it is brief. You say this is a really niche idea and topic. And I would agree. 500 pages, 700 pages, I would be very skeptical. But the fact that it's less than 200 pages and this book is chock full of illustrations and some of the illustrations that Da Vinci had about water and engineering, and it makes it a very, very quick read. It's really well put together book too. As I've said before, you read a lot of books, you do appreciate a well-bound, well-illustrated book with nice paper and even a good font. And you definitely find that in Fly Fishing with Leonardo da Vinci. Is there a book that you've come across that maybe doesn't talk about Michelangelo or Donatello or any other turtle/artist, but combines that topic with fly fishing? Let me know in the comments below over at castingacross.com. And that's where you'll find out where to find this book and also see 3 posts a week on the people, places, and things that go into the pursuit of fish.